in this box contains an AliExpress pump that's supposed to deliver 2,800 liters per hour for only $24. And I'm gonna use it to replace this pump that I have in my Dutch bucket hydroponic system. Now, but this is only 750 liters an hour. So today I'm gonna speak about why I would choose such a big pump and why a pump is very important in your hydroponic systems, basically. Now the pump is the heart of the system, because without it the plants will eventually die. Depending on what system you have, it may take different amounts of time, because you know, if you have an NFT system, the roots may just die like directly just a few hours. But in my case, I have a Dutch bucket system, then it's not as big of a problem. But then why would my new pump be 4 times as powerful? Well, that's because of a few things. So let me just tell you why a pump is very important. The thing is, the pump circulates the water, it adds oxygen to the water, and it circulates everything so that we don't have standing water, which is pretty bad. Because when you have standing water in the roots, then they will eventually rot, most likely. I mean, if you're doing Kratka hydroponics, you may have experienced it before, but also you may not have experienced it, because it's not super common. But you know, as long as the nutrient solution isn't like completely filling the buckets, then it should be fine, if you have a good pump. But this pump, either it was because the pump stopped working or because it gave too little water to the plants. But the cucumber roots started rotting and it smelled so bad. So that's a big reason why I wanted a bigger pump. And also, this was running on, you know, full power all the time. So with this new pump, it's gonna be much quieter probably. Maybe, I mean, it's from AliExpress, so we're gonna see the quality. But it's not gonna need to go full power all the time. I'm probably gonna adjust it, if you can adjust it, I don't really know. But it's not gonna face the same pressure, you know. Now, this pump actually worked pretty good. I mean, it's a very small pump actually, for 10 buckets. I have 10 buckets in my hydroponic system. It actually gave water flow in every single one of the feeder pipes, which looked like this. This is a 3mm pipe. So all of these had water. It wasn't dripping, but it also wasn't like a big jet or something. So what I think happened with this pump is that either there was too much clay dust, or there was something else that just clogged up the system, so the rotor stopped spinning, or the impeller, sorry. Because if you look at this, you can take this out. Oh, whoopsie daisy. You have the impeller here, and I've added just a little bit of plastic here. But this thing needs to spin like this, and if something gets in the way, then it won't spin. But also, if there's too much room here, then the, you know, magnetic core will spin, but not the impeller, which is bad, because then nothing happens. So I think that I'm missing a plastic bit here or something to keep it in place, but I don't know. So I can't say for sure if it was my problem, because I may have lost that plastic bit, or it was the pump. But let me just go on a quick rant. If you're building a reservoir, please make sure to cover it and seal it properly, because you don't want to have snails, gråsuggor, what is that in English? Wood lice? Are they called wood lice in English? Okay then, you don't want snails and wood lice to get into your reservoir. Well, that's the animals that get into my reservoir at least. It may be different depending on where you live, or maybe you don't have that problem at all. But just make sure that the lid on the box can be closed tightly and that there's not so much room where the return pipe is going back to the reservoir. Because in my case, this cable was, you know, between the lid and the box, which kept it a bit open. So I'm gonna make an actual hole for it so it can pass through and look better and less strain, and also to seal it better. Now I want to add another thing. This pump, it says that there's 2,800 liters per hour of flow. But first of all, this is AliExpress. And that doesn't have to be the case. They can be a little generous with the ratings and specifications. But the second thing is that the actual real amount of flow you get will probably be a lot lower. Because first of all, the head, you know, the length that has to be traveled for the water before it comes up to the buckets. And also the resistance in the pipes. You know, we have this 13mm pipe. And we have these connectors. This, I mean, there can be a lot of resistance here. And then we have the 3mm pipes. But you know, there wasn't so much flow, so there wasn't really a huge amount of resistance. But that will always be something to look out for. So if you want 2,800 liters, for example, of flow, you should buy a pump that's like 3,500 or something. You should always buy a little bit more. So now I'm just quickly gonna unbox this pump and just check that it works. But the real test will come in the spring when it's time to plant, you know. And this is gonna be running for 24/7. Yes. So let's open it. So now I'm simply gonna open this and see what we got. So let's see. The box is completely smashed as always. Okay, here we have it. Yeah, completely smashed, 45 watts. And the spelling on these ones are always so bad. But I mean, this one is okay. But let's open it. This looks like an old box, like it has been sitting in a warehouse for a long time. It looks kind of used. What is this? Oh, a little adapter, okay. Not sketchy at all. Okay. Here we have it. I mean, it has got some weight to it, like it should. It says 2024. If you're Chinese, then you can maybe translate this. But it looks kind of scuffed up, like it usually does. And this doesn't look good, man. What would I expect, really, for $24? Now, the thing is, these connectors are too big for my pipe that I'm running. For the feeder pipe. So how I'm going to solve that is either I'm gonna buy something that is smaller in diameter, that is 13 millimeters, or maybe it just fits like this, you know? Okay, it doesn't. Okay, maybe the biggest, okay. Maybe this one, I can have it on the outside. No, I can't. Okay, well then I'm gonna buy a new one of these. Unless I could just force it on here. I mean, it's flexible, but not super stretchy, this pipe. Maybe we could, you know, utilize this one. And this is very loose fit, actually. But we could do that. I mean, look, if we take this one and we take this, put the connector on like so, then we can put this on. So that works. That's just a simple solution. Yeah, that's gonna work. Maybe I'm gonna want that pipe for this one though, but we're gonna solve that. Okay, and then we have the suction cups as well to put here. Yeah, I'm gonna open this up to see how it looks on the inside, so you know what you can expect from this. Okay, let's see how it is on the inside. Okay, it looks, I mean, very plasticky, and this is lubed, I think. But here we have the impeller. It looks kind of like the last one. It's just a bit bigger, so that's great. Basically the same. So I'm gonna put this back now. It's kind of loose here. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Okay, so let me just try this and see if it actually works. Just to make sure. What? Can you... Oh! Okay, great. So this is what you're paying for, but this is just a casing for it. Okay, this is not good. I mean, you don't want just a lot of water to be here. That's not very promising. But let's just see if it turns on. Yeah, it does. It's rattling around a lot, but this little knob here is gonna sit in this casing, so it's gonna be fine. So let me just put this back together. Okay, like that. But it was actually pretty quiet. I mean, this is not... You can hear it going, of course, but it's not so much. Can feel the air here. Yes. But this little adapter looks kinda sketchy, but it will do. So let's continue now. So yes, now I've unboxed it, and as you can see, it doesn't seem to be the best quality, you know? So this may be a classic case of buy nice or buy twice. Or in this case, thrice. Is that even a word? Don't think so, but 3 times. Because the first pump was too small, this pump may just die because it's so bad quality. So maybe the 3rd time is the charm. So I'm going to document how the pump is doing in the system when I finally plant my tomatoes. So that's it for this video. Keep growing in the garden and you will notice that you're growing as a person as well. Goodbye!